With a show that's been around as long as Dragon Ball, you better believe there have been some incredible moments that have taken us completely by surprise. Whether it's action, comedy, or story, this series has provided some truly jaw-dropping moments. And so, I have decided to organize all of my favorite surprises from Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super into one handy-dandy list for your viewing pleasure. So, let's get started. Number 10. What better way to start off this list than what I think is inarguably the weirdest death in the entire franchise. It is a genuine travesty that this Jackie Chan scene is remembered fondly, and that this absolute masterpiece of fight choreography is lost to time. Jokes aside though, when I first saw this magnificent scene, I was indeed shocked, both in a good and a terrified way. So here it is, topping off the list at number 10. And if you don't like it, then I guess you don't have any taste. Get it? Number 9. Dragon Ball Super was an up, down, and up again roller coaster that had more than its fair share of surprising moments, not the least of which was Frieza's last-minute substitution for Majin Buu in the Universe 7 team. Living in the age of the internet as I was, this news was spoiled for me before I even had a chance to see it unfold in the anime. However, the fact that just reading the news in text form alone about this was enough to send shockwaves through my system should tell you everything you need to know about how impactful this creative choice was to the series. And that's why it sits pretty as our number 9. Number 8. Okay, let's set the scene. The year is 2001. I'm 10 years old. The Garlic Jr. saga had just finished, we haven't seen Goku since the climax of the Frieza saga, and now the man himself Frieza and his daddy dearest are front and center on planet Earth ready to destroy it. And not a single one of the Earth's defenses were strong enough to do anything. All looked grim. Until... This moment was enormous for the series. Not only do we have a new Saiyan, not only does he slice and dice Frieza and his father, but we now have a new Super Saiyan. Pretty surprising stuff, but not nearly surprising as our next entry. Number 7. Alright, this one might seem a little weird, but only because 99.9% of everyone on Earth started watching Dragon Ball with Dragon Ball Z. Okay, those stats might be a little bit off. Regardless, this was an earth-shattering moment when it first aired. This turned the entire story of Dragon Ball on its head. What was once a story about a happy-go-lucky monkey boy turned into a grand space epic, where the protagonist Goku is now an alien and has an evil older brother called Raditz. I know it sounds corny as all hell now, but believe you me, back in the day, this turned quite a few heads. Number 6. Coming in at number 6, we have everyone's favorite fat man with a sword, Yajirobe, swooping in to save the day, cutting off Vegeta's tail. This was one of the very first episodes I ever watched, and consequently was one of the first surprises Dragon Ball ever laid before me. And I absolutely loved it. Despite us all knowing Yajirobe was in the area, he never once participated in the fight. In fact, he actively avoided it. Vegeta's fight with Goku as it progressed got more and more fierce episode by episode. And so, when Vegeta was raging as an Uzaru, nothing on Earth would have been more surprising to me as a kid than for Yajirobe to cut in and even the playing field with a well-placed and timed slash of his sword. And now a quick message from our sponsor. For the holiday season, I've teamed up with GeekNations.net to bring you guys an exclusive free giveaway. Right now, they're offering free Dragon Ball hats, only available through the link in the description. All you've got to do is follow the link in the description, add the hat to your cart, and begin the checkout. However, keep in mind there are shipping fees and only one hat is allowed per customer. But it's that easy. And if you see anything else you like, you can use coupon code MARK for 10% off anything in store. Stocks are low and this offer will only last until the end of the year or until they run out. So grab a hat if you're looking for some Dragon Ball style in 2019. Number 5. Okay, now we're on the business end of the list, and this one is one of my favorites. Recognized by most as the first great moment of Dragon Ball Super, in episode 39 of the series, Goku finds himself in a complete mismatch against Hit the Assassin from Universe 6. In a last-ditch effort to close the energy gap, Goku boasts that he has one last trick up his sleeve. Neither Hit nor us, the audience, know what he's talking about until he says, Kaio-ken! This clip is amazing to watch, with the entire arena almost set on fire by Goku's red and blue aura. With the series having been put in a negative light that year, this moment certainly took more than a few people by surprise. Number 4. This is the only moment on this list that has actually fooled me twice in my lifetime. So let's break it down. We are at the very end of the Frieza saga. Most of the Namekians are dead. All of Frieza's soldiers are dead. Dende's dead. Vegeta's dead, and the only person who stands a chance against Frieza, and believe you me, I use the term chance extremely loosely here, is Goku. Up until now, the fight has been quite even with both sides getting good hits in. However, out of nowhere, Frieza declares that he hasn't been using much of his power at all, and claims that 50% will be more than enough to deal with Goku. What follows is the slow and hard to look at dismantling of Goku at the hands of Frieza. And I mean it, there are some savage shots in this scene. However, as a viewer, we always keep a checklist of power-ups our heroes have in their back pocket, such as, in the case of Goku, the Kaio-ken, a move that multiplies the user's power by a declared amount. So, we were worried about Goku in this moment, but we also knew he still had this. Until King Kai goes on to explain that throughout this savage beatdown, Goku had been using the Kaio-ken times 10. That blew my mind as a kid and when I watched it again as an adult. Great twist, great episode. Number 3. This one is pretty self-explanatory, but man does it kick ass. Goku versus Cell, the big showdown, or what we thought was the biggest showdown at the time. It sees Goku looking down at Cell as he begins to charge his Kamehameha. His friends below worry that his blast will destroy the Earth, and Cell remarks the same, thinking that there's no way Goku will do this. And just as Goku fires his blast, Goku teleports right in front of Cell, obliterating the upper half of his body into pieces. Definitely surprised me the first time I saw it, and it's one that has found its way into literally every Dragon Ball AMV that has ever been made in the history of everything ever. Number 2. Up until this point, Dragon Ball Super had been criticized as being too kid-friendly without enough stakes. So, Toei decides to take it upon themselves to bring us to the post-apocalyptic future Trunks world. They decided to kill future Bulma in a pretty horrific way, and they convinced us all that future Mai was dead. But that's not even the most surprising part. Then, this happens. I cannot tell you the storm of theories and intrigue that spread across the internet when this big reveal was aired. An evil Goku? It for sure took me off guard, but not quite as much as our next entry. Number 1. If I read down below in the comments section something like, "Oh Mark, I totally saw this one coming, you may be handsome and smart and I may want to donate to your Patreon, but this was totally not surprising." First of all, thank you, Patreon link is in the description, but you, sir, are either a bold-faced liar, blind, or a bold-faced blind liar. Yeah. It's been a long-established mechanic that beams in the world of Dragon Ball are more likely to push something than they are to explode on impact. But my little brain was not ready for what it bared witness to when it came to the climax of Goku versus Kefla. My 26-year-old self literally jumped out of my chair, spilling all of my delicious Special K cereal I was eating, thus flooding my desk with milk. I didn't care. Nothing I had ever seen in Dragon Ball even came close to surprising me as much as this did. It was an incredible idea that I was surprised I hadn't thought of sooner. Such a beautiful, elegant moment. When writing this video, I had to cut out a bunch of moments from this list that were both shocking and surprising in their own rights. So if your most surprising moment from this series wasn't featured here, be sure to let me know what it was in the comments down below. And maybe I'll make a new list in the future. Who knows? Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe for more content like this. I'll see you guys next time, and thank you so much for watching.